Hey guys, Reiki Flyer here, and I'm bunkered down here with my dogs. Brought them inside because it's really, really dark outside and kind of creepy. And the dogs up at the house where my dad and my stepmom are staying at, they were barking, growling, and so I came down here to check on my dogs and get inside. But I wanted to talk about last night, actually this morning, right when I woke up. A dream that I had that I feel like I was actually more so by location because I knew my body was here and I was sleeping, but I knew I was also at this place. But the dream started off basically where I had homework to complete and I was trying to find out a certain chemical combination for I don't know if I want to call it chemical, but a herbal combination for the cure for the coronavirus. And I came along this house, and this 10-year-old girl was outside, and she said she could help me with my homework. I guess I was in school or something. I'm not really sure the details on that part, but I go inside of this house, and there's this long hallway with like probably 20 or 30 rooms, doors actually, that led into different rooms. And while I was walking through these halls with this girl, I noticed that there's a little baby actually. Kept changing back and forth actually from 2 years old back to a baby back to 2 years old. And this 10-year-old girl was taking care of her little brother. And it was about 1 o'clock that day, and I had met the mother, and she was in the house, and she was just like this complete alcoholic, scary, dark woman. I could never actually ever see her face, but she would just show up in and out of the dream. And I basically was under the impression that these kids were taking care, this little girl was taking care of these of her and her little brother. And so I stayed with them. I said I wasn't going to leave them, and I told this girl, don't worry, I'm here to protect you, and we're going to get through this with each other. And so a day passes by, and the mom's gone. Like, she just disappears. And I noticed, these kids haven't eaten yet, because I started getting a little bit hungry, and it's been like the next day. And all of a sudden, all these people come in with white suits on, and like they're like homemade outfits for different weird stuff. Like, it looked like there was the police there was children's services, and there was a couple doctors there, but they were all homemade outfits. And I kept asking them to stop and talk to me, but none of them would want to stop and talk. Until finally I was like, look, I know what's going on. I need you guys to listen to me, because I'm going to take these children out of this house. Because I could feel that these kids were like crystalline children, that they had a gift inside of them, their DNA structure. Yeah, and I'm wearing my Pokemon hat, which I think is kind of fitting, because not only are we having our little Pokemons with us, but we're out to save the world. And anyway, so I'm telling these two women that I'm taking these kids, and they're with child services, and they're just like looking at me like I'm just crazy, and like, why am I doing this? And I asked them, I'm like, why do you guys have these homemade outfits? And they just look at me, and they're like, we are not getting paid to do this, and we had to make our outfits because we're here as Lightworkers to save these children, which have these DNA structures inside of them already for Paradise Earth, which is heaven on earth, and that they need to be saved. And I was like, well, why aren't you listening to me when I'm talking to you? And everybody's just so busy and acting like they're not here. And I get these children, I tell them, these people leave and everything, and for some reason they're not helping me. And I tell them, I'm like, look, I'm going to take these children and they're coming with me. Hey! Sorry, my dogs are... I just fed them and everything, and they like to get a little crazy. They've been acting a little strange tonight. I finally get these children. I'm like, go into the bathroom, act like you're giving your little brother a bath or a shower, and get them lined up because get you guys lined up because I'm gonna pack some stuff that's around here, and I'm gonna take you guys with me, and we're gonna go to safety. And so I explained to them that sorry, I'm hearing weird noises outside and it's really dark. Hey, you guys, let's not do this. Nubis, Mealy. Dogs are acting kind of strange. I tell them that I'm gonna be taking them with me, and they're going with me to my mom's house because we're gonna save them. And one of the ladies shows back up, and she's like, "What? What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm taking them with me. They're coming with me. We're going to my mom's house, and we're gonna save these kids." And I was like, I fed them cheese and crackers, and she looks at me like I'm crazy. Like, why would you feed them cheese and crackers? And I was like, that's all I had in my backpack. And there was like some war going on, some weird thing going on outside where I just couldn't get outside, and I had snuck outside somehow, and I got to this grocery store that was practically empty, but somehow I had found one of the last bottles of milk, and I brought a gallon of milk back to these kids, and we had milk, crackers, and cheese, because they hadn't eaten for like 2 days, and neither have I. And I was just sitting there thinking, like, how could these kids be here alone and like not be eating? But as soon as I fed them the milk and gave them the cheese and crackers, I instantly woke up, and the dream kind of moved on. But I had this feeling all day, like I was saving these crystalline children from being, I don't know. I kept seeing like these cages like underground, and I kept hearing about these cages and like these tunnels where people were being put into, and they were Lightworkers, and they were the Cabal and the Illuminati, and the dark side basically was going around burning these cages and trying to get rid of the Lightworkers from releasing the information to the rest of the planet, the universe, basically Earth, revealing the big reveal of what's really going on, and that new Earth is coming, and new Earth is here. And I just had this weird feeling like I was in 3 worlds today, like a 3-world split, where there was the Matrix side of the world that I could remember, which was fear, doubt, and worry. And then that there was this like dream state that I kept feeling like I was just kind of dreaming, and this has all been a dream, like with us being isolated and everything. And then I could see in the distance like this big bright light, and a warm sensation, and I could feel that there was more than just humans around, that there were extra dimensionals, or I like to call them extra dimensionals, ETs, with us, and that there was like this 5th dimension, this 3rd Earth that we were moving towards, and that something was about ready to be revealed. So I don't know, I just wanted to share my dream with you guys and see if anybody else has had any other experiences of like saving children inside their dreams, or seeing these tunnels with little balls of light flying through them, and cages with light workers inside these cages being lit on fire. And I don't know. This is a very interesting night. It's extremely dark outside. The moon hasn't come up yet, and just a little bit eerie feeling tonight. So I'm gonna keep alert a little bit before I go to bed. I've been watching Pokemon every night. I haven't been really into the Pokemon thing my whole lifetime in the past couple years, just watching the show itself with my husband has taught me a lot about Lightworkers, actually, and the coming together of humanity. And if you watch the show, there's a lot of innuendos of Lightworkers and crystalline children, and I think it's a good thing. I think it's showing how we're all coming together with our little Pokemons. I got mine sleeping over here. There's Anubis and Amelia. I got my 2 chickens that I'm raising. They're little crazy girls. But as I'm hunkered down here, I pretty much lost everything. My car, my husband's across on the other side of the United States in Washington. I shouldn't say on the other side, but I'm in Colorado. I feel like we got separated because of the whole grid work and us having to be in different locations to complete the grid around the planet. So we've been separated for about 45 days now. Actually going on, 56 days now. A whole event that led us to getting separated, and I got separated from my dogs for about 30 days. I found them, thank God. I found these little babies. Together, they were at an animal facility in Mesa County. But yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit of my story, and see what anybody else has to say about that. And I want to spread love this Easter Sunday, and tomorrow's the 13th, so a big reveal is coming, and I know that we've been in a collective dark night of the soul for the past 13 days, and it's been very interesting being isolated and away from people and kind of by ourselves, really. I know most of us have been hunkered down, and but I'm ready to come out into the light and bring light to the world. And I love you guys, and I want to hear your stories if you have any comments. But just keep spreading love, unconditional love and light. We hold the key. We will save this planet. We got Mr. Trump bringing some, I think, just from a lot of things I've been listening to and viewing, and just my own deep down feelings that he's going to help save the planet as well. So we need to say a lot of prayers and protection for all of that. There's a lot of weird stuff going on right now, but we are the keys, and we hold the keys. We are the keys and the architects. Thoughts create reality. Let's create a good one. Into the 5th dimension, into the new earth, into the new heaven. Love you guys. Have a good night.